Sometimes life feels like too much to carry. The pressure, the decisions, the heartbreak, the waiting, the uncertainty. There are moments we feel overwhelmed, like the weight of the world is on our shoulders and we have to figure it all out. But what if I told you that you don't have to carry it all? What if I told you that your life, your future, your battles, your dreams, all of it, are safest when they're placed in God's hands? Yes, everything in God's hands is different. When you place something in the hands of God, it's no longer your burden to bear. It's His. And the beautiful truth is, His hands are big enough to hold the whole world and gentle enough to hold your heart. Think about it for a moment. The same hands that shaped the stars and stretched out the heavens, those are the same hands that hold you. The same hands that parted the Red Sea, brought water from a rock, and raised the dead, those hands are on your life. God's hands are not ordinary hands. They are powerful. They are purposeful. They are protective. And when you surrender your life to Him, you are placing every detail into hands that do not fail. There are things we try to hold on to. Our plans. Our timeline. Our comfort. But the more we try to control, the more anxious we become. The more we release and trust God, the more peace we experience. Why? Because we were never created to carry everything. We were created to walk with the one who does. Let's go to the Word. In Isaiah 41 verse 10, God says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Did you catch that? God is not just near. He is holding you with His righteous right hand. That means you are not just surviving, you are being sustained. Everything in God's hands is covered. It's protected. It's blessed. The storm may rage, but the one who holds the storm is holding you. Let's go deeper. Do you remember the little boy in the Bible who gave Jesus 5 loaves and 2 fish? It wasn't much. It wasn't enough to feed thousands. But when he placed what he had in Jesus' hands, it was multiplied. It became more than enough. The miracle didn't happen in the boy's hands. The miracle didn't happen while he held on. The miracle happened when he released it. What are you holding on to today that you need to place in God's hands? Is it your future? Your finances? Your family? Your fears? What would happen if you surrendered it, completely, and trusted Him to do more with it than you ever could? God doesn't need perfect conditions to work. He just needs surrendered hands and open hearts. Think about Moses. When God called him to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, Moses didn't think he had what it took. He asked, "What if they don't believe me?" And God simply said, "What's in your hand?" Moses replied, "A staff." And God used that staff, the very thing in Moses' hand, to perform miracles, part seas, and lead a nation. In other words, God will use whatever you're willing to place in His hands. It doesn't have to be impressive. It doesn't have to be polished. It just has to be surrendered. Maybe you've been praying, but you're still carrying the weight. You've been asking God for direction, but you're still trying to drive. Today, He's inviting you to release it, and place it all in His hands. Let's not pretend it's easy. Surrender isn't always instant. Sometimes it's daily. Sometimes it's moment by moment. It's saying, "God, I don't know how this will work out, but I trust that you do. I'm placing this in your hands, not because I understand it, but because I know you are good." Even Jesus, in His most vulnerable moment in Gethsemane, said, "Not my will, but yours be done." And He gave Himself, completely, into the hands of the Father. And what happened after? the greatest redemption story the world has ever seen. There is power in surrender. There is breakthrough in release. There is miracle-working grace in the moment you say, God, it's yours. Everything in God's hands changes. A shepherd's staff became a tool of deliverance. A stone in David's hand became a giant-slaying weapon. A prostitute named Rahab became a protector of destiny. An old barren couple became the parents of nations. And a crucified Savior became the risen King. It's never too late, never too broken, never too complicated for God. But here's the key, it has to be in His hands. Let me ask you, whose hands are your worries in? Whose hands are your plans in? Who is holding your future? Because if you're holding it, it's limited. But if God is holding it, it's limitless. In Psalm 31 verse 15, the writer says, My times are in your hands. That means your seasons, your timing, your process, your delays, your breakthroughs. All of it, in God's hands. There's peace in that. There's confidence in knowing that even when things feel out of control, they're still in His control. God never fumbles. He never drops. He never forgets. His hands are strong and steady. Some of you feel like your life is falling apart, but what if it's actually falling into place? What if everything you're walking through is leading you straight into purpose, straight into breakthrough, straight into divine alignment? God is not random. He is intentional. Every open door, every closed one, every delay, every no, every not yet. It all has purpose when it's in His hands. Let's look at Jeremiah 18, where God sends the prophet to the potter's house. There, Jeremiah sees the potter shaping clay on the wheel. And the vessel was marred in his hands, so the potter reshaped it into another vessel, as he saw fit. Here's the truth, even when you feel broken, you're still in His hands. Even when life feels messy, you are on the wheel, being shaped by the master potter. You may not look like much now. You may feel unfinished. But God isn't done. He's still shaping, still molding, still creating something beautiful from your life. And when you place yourself, all of you, into His hands, He begins a work that no man can undo. It's easy to give God pieces of our life. The parts we're comfortable with. The ones that feel easy to surrender. But He's asking for everything. Your doubts. Your questions. Your wounds. Your past. Your dreams. Your decisions. He wants it all, because only in His hands can it be transformed. Imagine a lump of clay trying to shape itself. It can't. It doesn't have the vision, the strength, or the wisdom. But in the potter's hands, it becomes what it was always meant to be. That's your life in God's hands. When He holds it, He heals it. When He holds it, He directs it. When He holds it, He protects it. And when He holds it, He blesses it. Maybe you've been trying to hold everything together, the relationship, the business, the image, the family. But now, God is saying, let go, and let me hold it. He's not asking you to perform. He's not asking you to have it all figured out. He's simply asking you to place it all in His hands. Even your mistakes. Even your past. Even your secret battles. Because the truth is, nothing surprises God. He already knows, and He still chooses you. He still loves you. He still calls you His. There's no shame in His hands. Only healing. There's no fear in His hands. Only peace. There's no chaos in His hands. Only order. Everything in God's hands comes into alignment. Let's be practical now. How do you place everything in God's hands? It starts with prayer, not just talking to God, but releasing control. Saying, God, I give this to you. Take over. Guide me. Lead me. It's followed by trust, even when you don't understand. Trust that He sees what you can't see and knows what you don't know. Then it's walked out in obedience, doing what He asks, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it costs something. And finally, it's sealed with rest, the kind of peace that comes when you know, I don't have to carry this anymore. It's in God's hands now. Let this be the moment where you stop striving and start surrendering. Let this be the moment where you trade panic for peace. Let this be the moment where you say, Lord, I trust you. My life is in your hands. Because in His hands, broken things are healed. Lost things are found. Dead things come back to life. Your job is not to have all the answers. Your job is to stay close to the one who does. So let go of the anxiety. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the pressure to prove yourself. And rest in the hands that made you. You're not forgotten. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. You're held. You're covered. You're safe. Because everything in God's hands is secure.